Thursday, February 28th, 2019, Maneco 64, home of alternative economics and contrarian views. So yesterday was a great winter's day. It's still winter here in England or the UK, but it was sunny. It was almost 20 degrees Celsius. So my wife and I went for a walk in the park with Billy. So here he is. Billy does walk and does play around. Today then I want to talk about the universality of gold and silver as money and how I actually think how gold and silver will become even better currencies in the future than they were ever before, even before we went on a fiat money standard, on paper money. I think the future is very bright for the precious metals. Yes, and I'll tell you why I think that will be so in the future. And I think it's starting already now. Before that, of course, let's have a look at the markets. It's 8:10 a.m. London. So right now we've got spot gold at 1323. It's up about 3 actually. Yesterday wasn't a great day for gold. It traded lower throughout the day. What do I think is happening? Well, I think we're still in an upward trend that we've had since around October. I still believe the bottom in August last year of 1160 will hold for quite a while. And that we're climbing a wall of worry for the precious metals. I think the fundamentals couldn't be better for precious metals, but things don't happen all at once. The old saying goes, Rome wasn't built in a day, right? Silver. Well, the high in gold today is around here, 1323.50. The low 1317. Silver 1578, up 4. Range has been 1580 to 1570. The Dow is down 77, or 1/3% at 25,898. Yesterday, of course, the stock markets they did rally towards the end of the day, but they still finished down on the day yesterday. The Dow finished down 73, S&P finished down only 1.5 points, and the Nasdaq Composite actually finished slightly higher. They were weak early on the markets, and they rebounded towards the end of the day. So right now we're back in negative territory. The S&P 500 is down 9, 2782, or 1/3%, and the Nasdaq 100 future is down 2/3%, or 50 points at 7068. Currencies, the pound has been doing very well the last few days. With all the Brexit saga still ongoing, it looks like right now that they might delay Brexit, or that even the hard Brexiteers like Jacob Rees-Mogg and his group, the ERG, might actually accept Theresa May's deal, so they don't have to delay it. And that's why the pound's been rebounding. The markets in the mainstream think that staying closer to Europe or even delaying is good for the pound. So that's why we've been rebounding quite sharply. And that's why the price of gold and pounds has been going down. It's partly a little bit gold weakness, but more it is strength of the pound because of uncertainty around Brexit. Right now, though, the pound is 132.80, down about 0.2%. The euro is at 113.87, up about 0.2%. And the dollar is down 1/4% against the yen at 110.71. Dollar is unchanged against the Chinese yuan at 668.50. The crude oil, WTI, is down 0.5%, 56.82. Brent 66.20, down 0.5% as well. Bond markets, a 10-year yield is down about 3 basis points at 266 right now. And I saw a story yesterday that the 3-month yield to the 5-year inverted yesterday temporarily. Right now that's not so, but of course the 1-year to the 7-year is still inverted right now by about 5 basis points. Before I go on to the universality of gold and silver and how I think they could become the currencies of the future, I'll just look at some of the headlines I've seen this morning. It says here that no agreement reached as second round of talks in Vietnam cut short. That's what the Telegraph says. Bloomberg says. Trump says sometimes you have to walk after Kim's summit collapses. So there you go. That hasn't ended up well, the summit with North Korea and Vietnam. I personally think the trade dispute and negotiations with China has a lot to do with North Korea. So I don't think this bodes well for the American and Chinese trade negotiations. That's my feeling, because the Korean Peninsula is so important to China and to the United States and could be used as a bargaining chip. So if there is no agreement there between Trump and Kim, that's not a good thing in my opinion. So gold and silver and the universality of gold and silver. Well, I want to show you some of the coins I have, and they're not numismatics, but they're coins from different countries that just goes to show how universal gold coins and silver coins are. I've got more gold coins than silver coins from different countries. These are all pre the fiat money fraudulent system we've had. So just to show you, here I've got, and I'll take my glasses off. Here I've got 10 rubles from 1899. So with Nicholas, Tsar Nicholas on the back, as you can see, 10 rubles. So that's gold. Then you've got 1911, an Indian head, $5 coin from the United States, really nice. That's the Indian head here, or the Native American head, if you want to call it. So they're similar size, but the thing about these coins, the reason they had exchange rates in the past, and that's another thing. All the present fiat money exchange rates derive from the exchange rates between the coins. The only reason they had exchange rates is because this piece of coin, was called 10 rubles. This was $5, and you can see they're pretty much the same size. So that's why they had the exchange rates. But the amount of gold was kind of there. And I recommend a website called taxfreegold.co.uk. It's got all the old coins, new coins, all around the world, and you can see all the content. So here we got United States and the Russian Empire. And then let's go, another one that's really interesting. Oh, I've dropped it. Is the 20 francs, 1860. And it says Empire Français. So it was the French Empire. And you had Napoleon III. So that was 20 francs there. 20 francs. And you can see that it's the purity, I think, of the French coins, 22 carats. The American was 90%. 22 carats is 91.66. So this is $5 and this is 20 francs. So you can see that that's why maybe the exchange rate was like 4 to 1, because this coin is worth 5 and this is worth 20. But it was just because of the denomination. It wasn't because the French was worth more. And this is where all the exchange rates come from. Let's go to the British coin. Well, and actually I've got a 1964 one, but I could take a 1911 one with another king, but it's got the queen on it. You see the British coins, the sovereign, they're 91.66 as well. And that's £1. So you can see as well, they're very similar, the $10 and the $5. As you can see, they're very similar. The $5 coin and the £1 coin similar kind of size and weight. And that's why the exchange rate for the pound was about 488 against the dollar. It's all to do with the gold coins. And yeah, all the fiat money exchange rates are all derived from that. I've got another one here, 20 marks. Well, it says 20 mark, Deutsches Reich, 1904. So who have we got here? Well, we got good old Kaiser Wilhelm II. Says Wilhelm II, Deutscher Kaiser, König v. Preußen. Well, King of Prussia. So he was the Emperor of Germany and the King of Prussia. And it is 20 marks. I would say it's pretty much the same size as the 10 rubles. There you go, the rubles. So I would say the exchange rate was probably one ruble. You would get you two, two marks at the time, because of it's the same size, but the ruble's 10 and that's 20. So you can see the exchange rates there. I've got one here from even Tunisia. It says Tunisie, 20 francs, 1901. So even Tunisia, which was a colony, had circulated real money. And I'll show you here. It's the same size, same contents as the 20 francs from 1860. So Tunisia. And another very interesting one is a Saudi. It's basically a Saudi sovereign. The Saudis used. Here we go. And I'll show you the, see, it fits right. It's exactly the same coin as the sovereign. A little more exotic and maybe closer to home, I've got here from 1856. It says Petrus II. So the Emperor of Brazil in 1856. There you go. It's a bigger coin. I think it's twice the size of those, basically the ones I show you. Well, even Brazil had. And then I've got here as well one from Iran or Persia, and it's still got the old Shah of Iran on it. So, and then for silver, of course, I've got a $50. This is from 1962. Benjamin Franklin, the Liberty Bell. I've got sixpence from 1918 in the UK. That was still 925 sterling. And I've also got a half crown from 1918. And you can see that the half crown and the $50 are similar sizes, not exactly. As I would imagine back then, if you had one of these, like a 20 marks, that's a lot of purchasing power. So these would be for big ticket items or for saving. You would use these silver coins for change. But nowadays, I think with technology moving, with cryptocurrencies as well, with technology in general, I think that we could start spending grams or less than grams. And I have already, and I'll show you here. The other day I went to Starbucks and I got a latte and I spent less than a gram of gold. I'm at Starbucks and I'm gonna pay for my coffee with a Glint card. So I'm gonna spend gold and get my coffee. Gold acting as a currency with my Glint card. So here we go. I'm gonna play with the Glint card at Starbucks.
Yes, please.
Authorized. So I've just spent some gold and I got some coffee. And I paid for it with my Glint card. The Glint card, basically, Glint, the Glint app, Glint Pay app, or glintpay.com. They're based in the UK. They store gold on your behalf in Switzerland. That's for the UK and Europe. And then they send you a MasterCard. I'll show you here. I don't want to show my number, of course. You see it's a MasterCard. They send you this debit card or credit card, if you want to call it. And you can set your app. You can put money into the app. You can leave it in pounds or euros or dollars, or you can put it into gold. And your gold is held for you in Switzerland. In the US, it's going to be different. It's going to be held in the US. I haven't started using the cards yet. It's coming soon. I can't tell you the date yet for certain, but I am in contact with the people at Glint, and I think Glint is going to make gold at first, because that's what they're doing. Maybe they'll do silver later, I'm not sure, but gold will be much easier to spend than it was, for example, back in the late 1800s with these, or early 1900s, because you'll be able to spend a little fraction of this coin. So that's why I think it's gold and silver are going to become even better currencies. Of course, they've been money for thousands of years, but they're going to be even better currencies than they used to be then. Some people say, oh, gold and silver will never come back because people don't want to carry around all these gold coins. But I think Glint makes that possible. And what Glint does, it's you can set your card to gold, and that's what I did when I went to Starbucks. And it's a contactless card, and so I went like that, and it took out 0.08 grams of gold, and it did the exchange into the pound price of the coffee right there. So technically I paid in pounds, but it did the exchange rate from gold to pounds instantaneously. So that's how it works, and that's why I think universal money is going to come back. And by that I mean, you know, gold and silver, and they're going to become even better currencies. That's the good news, in my opinion. Cryptocurrencies as well, of course, but we've got the better track record with precious metals, I would say. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet and you enjoy my videos, subscribe, and also hit the little notification bell so you're notified of my videos. You can also follow me on Twitter, Steemit, and on DTube. I wish you all a great day. Take care. Bye.